Hello everyone, and this is round 3 of the VGCS at Birmingham. I think we're running into Narukami versus Z.T.B., which is a matchup we haven't covered yet. We've seen 2 victors so far in round 1 and round 2. So let's just see how this one goes. And as always, I'm joined by the lovely Sid.
And I'm here with Naeem. And
Hey.
again, for the third time, David cannot make it to this video, sadly. So we have to, as good teammates, fill in the spot.
Yeah, he's busy editing and all that, so I hope he'll appreciate what we're doing. And I hope you guys actually get to hear this.
Hoping nothing goes wrong. So let's jump into the actual game. So for this matchup, we have Z.T.B. versus Vanquisher. Let's see who comes up on top.
Yeah. I think one thing that I have failed to mention during this entire video series is that this is a teams format game. So even if you see the player on the right or the player on the left win, that doesn't necessarily mean that their team actually won.
Yeah.
One of the things with being a team league is that we can't actually sort of keep a track on everyone. So we can only record one game. These are the player A of each team.
Yeah.
So the Z.T.B. player rides Manish, which is a card that's kind of fallen out of favor, right?
Is it after because of the domination ruling it's now been clarified that you can't it still gets dominated after being called?
Yes, I think it's also as well as that. So I never thought of that ruling, but I also found that the deck really doesn't need, like, the resist units themselves will most likely just get blown up regardless. Like, there's so much circle control in the game. Like, basically the only thing Manish protects you from is Hetero Round and Denial Griffin, which are, sure, they're good cards and they're scary, but they don't exactly, like, having a Manish shut down your turn a lot more than sort of having other cards. It's funny since we're running both Dran Z and Chrono Dran.
In this, I would say Vanquisher might actually be a very good matchup for Z.T.B. because Vanquisher itself do actually have quite good early game, especially with the Jatora, and also because of they're binding the cards from the drop zone. They're binding a lot from the drop zone each turn, which means they're nullifying any of the PG returning skills, and they're also potentially removing cards. The free striding skill by removing the grade 3s from the drop zone.
Yeah, taking away the free stride cuts down the consistency of the deck a lot. 10k shield here means that this attack is no pass. And I would have called the Chatra to rear guard and the Griselle on Vanguard because Chatura's skill on rear guard is far more effective.
He might think that grade 2 he has there is much more valuable.
Possibly, but it might just die right now. Okay, so he swings for 16 to the Vanguard, which is
is valuable. I mean, it is good in the case because if his opponent uses the strikes, try to use any skill on that card, he will be doing some binding from drop zone.
True, but I feel like the draw from Chatra is a lot more valuable
in early game, but I think he's betting me more for late game.
Yeah, we do see the Gear Chronicle player ride up to grade 3 first. He probably accepts that he has a worse grade 2 game than the Vanquisher player, and so just concedes first ride. That's not a big loss. The Gear Chronicle can do lots of things first ride. They don't really care about that entire thing.
But Gear Chronicle do have this awkward position in that they are technically, a lot of their skills are buffing up the Narukami play. It's because they're binding so many cards themselves, along with the binding from Narukami. So
we actually can't see here what the Vanquisher player has thrown into.
Yeah, from light. I think it's a standard. It should be V-Busted.
It should be V-Buster if Conventional Wisdom is followed, but I don't think that's the art of V-Buster.
It's either that or Voltage. It's either one.
Yeah, I think it is Voltage. He doesn't use Voltage's skill though. Unless he already has that. I can see it. It might just be covered up by the mic.
Yeah.
So triple drive in the attack gives the power to the rear.
God George
very nice.
That's good.
So I think he has used Voltage's on hit skill. He has used Voltage's skill so he's gained the on hit.
Yeah.
So he chooses to kill the drone. owns both of them, which is pretty nice. And I'm skeptical about running Dran in a Jet Z deck nowadays, but
I think some people just too stubborn to go the combo with Dran.
there's a lot of nostalgia with that card, and there is a very good combo being able to call a full lane.
I also see that he runs the Chrono Tiger, which is also a card that seems people mostly dropping nowadays.
Yeah, Jet Z is basically, Z.T.B. is basically just run 4 Jet Z, and then 2 Guri and 3 rear guards that are usually just the Ox, or I think some builds run the Sheep as well, but the Ox is mostly the favoured one. I can't actually tell what grade 3 he's on. Is that Sparking? It is Sparking, right?
I think
play.
that is Sparking because he used the stride skill before to find the back row, and if it was the old one, he'd heal him and go to the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Gear Chronicle player strides into Avenir Phoenix here, which is
Good
yeah,
for rush.
standard Gear Chronicle first player. He has a Transit Dragon on board, so he'll get another card in hand off of that. He will want to call another unit. He calls I'm not sure of that unit's name, but I know what it does. It's the one from the trial deck.
Do you want to explain to our viewers what it does?
It lets him he's using the skill now.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know this card. I'm very sorry. I've played the thing and I've never seen this card before.
I'm guessing it's not a card that's not that commonly used, I guess.
So it returns 2 from bind to bottom to deck, then soul charge 1, draw 1? I actually don't know that. I'll have to look that up.
But now, let's see what Gear Chronicle is going to push. Is he going to call more rear guards, or is he going to try to fill up the rear guard with Quiver Phoenix and try to play it light?
So right now he can't really afford to cruising or spearhead unicorn because he only has 1 CB and he needs that for the Phoenix.
And then he has Sheep.
Yes, he's called a sheep out, which means he's going for the transit to soul to draw 1. He's gonna pray that he calls a decent unit off of Avenir.
Yeah. If his opponent uses the G-Guard from Fighter Collection, he might be able to destroy this particular combo if he comes out good.
Yeah. He gets actually. Yes, yeah, he definitely will. So
because the opponent
said, he also reveals I feel like that's a PG in 3 triggers.
Yeah.
So he elects to return them to the bottom of the deck.
Interesting, he doesn't call the PG. I guess in this matchup you wouldn't because the bind requirements.
Yes, they can. The thing is that the majority of the so I think the Narcomic player just PG there. The majority of bind is you get to choose.
Yeah.
Which means that you can generally just not bind that
until
you need to. The only targeted bind is from Chatra and from
Vanquisher.
Voltage.
Vanquisher's on hit skill also lets you choose, if I remember right.
Yeah, Voltage is on hit skill, yeah.
Yeah.
So he chooses to stand the Chrono Jet at 11. He's asked to check Grizel. If Grizel does get attacked, the Gear Chronicle player will bind a card from his drop zone. So he swings at his force on 4 damage. He's on 5 damage. He's 5th damage with a draw trigger. So his Vanguard's on 16, so I think he's choosing whether to decide to attack Grizel or not. I'd say at this point in the game, don't care about Thunderstrike, because the Vanquisher player will reach it regardless. They have so many ways of generating Thunderstrike. They really do not care for what you do.
Yeah, unlike the old days when they were struggling to even get 2 or even 1 Thunderstrike going.
Exactly.
Now let's see what he could. He could either go into V-Butt. Wait, what's that?
The glare?
We can't see what he's trying to do.
He strides into a card. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the only Narukami deck in the tournament. Because I do remember there being 1 Narukami deck entering.
Alright, so he called a tutorial into the rear guard. It's really hard to commentate when you can't see the card.
You're not wrong. I'm not sure what changed with the lighting, or whether they moved the camera or something.
Yeah. Wait, so he retired, but that's not bind. So that would no.
Is he? Have we been being played this entire time? Is he? Wait, I don't think he's actually playing Vanquisher. Look at his drop zone. That's Stride fodder. Or is that just a grade 3?
No, it is Vanquisher. It's just that he didn't bind the Chrono Jet. He just retired it. Wait, is that voltage? Sorry, no.
I don't think that's voltage.
Because voltage only retires.
Okay, so he has to be on V-Buster because he's just declared a 16k attack.
Alright. Then why didn't he bind the Chrono, the grade 3 Chrono Dran? He just sent it to the gun.
Honestly very confused.
That's interesting. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Very, very sorry. There's a bit of confusion going on about how to guard and how to attack from both players here.
It's also we can't see what the actual grade strike unit he's chosen.
But yeah, we can't see what his Vanguard is.
Just hoping he leans in a little bit more just to cover the good light. Wait, can we see? Right,
he's got into the GBTO2 guy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even know anyone still runs that card.
I wouldn't think
Vanquisher. So that explained why he didn't retire. He didn't bind the Chrono. That my suspicion why he didn't actually bind the.
Yeah. So he reveals that. I am very sure he is not on Vanquisher sparking. That Vanguard is not Vanquisher.
Yeah, I don't think so because he didn't use any the beginning skill to soul charge and bind.
Yeah. This deck is got us bamboozled. I am very sorry. We've been lying to you this entire time.
Yeah. This is what happens when you can't see cards.
Yeah. I mean, ideally we'd have their deck lists with us, but we're not the admins, so we don't get that. Also, it'd be a bit weird if one of the competitors had everyone's deck list, but whatever.
Yeah.
So you can also see the Gear Chronicle player's teammate is facing towards him, and his opponent has left, which probably means that the guy on the left's team is in a winning position, or at least may have already won. And the result of this game is irrelevant. But
it's interesting that the Gear player still runs the old water from the old days.
Possibly a Time Leap hybrid. I do not rate the Time Leap hybrid. But to each their own.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see a second stride gear. We see a second stride split Pegasus.
You might be wanting to recover resources though by trying to push the game.
But when your opponent's on 5 damage with 3 cards in hand, is that? I mean, there's no more than... Yeah, that's 3 cards in hand, so...
Yeah, interesting.
I would definitely go into gear next year.
Yeah. Unless he has multiple sheeps and hand to do multi-attack, I'm not seeing.
Pegasus calls a Lugalure and a Manish.
Again,
very unorthodox.
We're seeing a lot of units that's not normally We're seeing some interesting run techs in these last 3 games.
He does have gear next. He's not playing us. Did he just turn up a heritage?
Yes, he did.
Is this man insane?
Maybe he's doing the Xerath Dragon mindfuck trick. He maybe has.
You can't do this to this man. This man has come playing a Narukami deck that isn't Vanquisher. You can't just BM him like this. It's not fair. You can't just flip up your win con. Why?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's bluffing, and there is another heritage in that G zone right there.
He has 2 heritage. Just with this play. Okay, I can accept that.
Just to go like brain mindfuck your opponent, say, haha, I'm a bad player.
He has this card again. It returns 2 cards from his bind zone to his deck. Is this man trying to counter Narukami? It's not a bad shout.
I'm just surprised.
It's just surprising
that there's someone actually tech in to try to counteract a deck that isn't actually that overly played.
Yeah. Okay, so he swings for 11 on the Vanguard.
And if he gets a grip,
if he hits
the grade 3,
is dead.
yeah.
Yeah, if he checks a grade 3, he gets a time lead, the Lugalure, right? I
Yep.
actually can't remember his skill.
It's when your opponent when you drive check a grade 3, you can Soul Blast 1, time leap, and call grade 3.
Okay. Oh, so wait, what? Okay, so the Narukami player tried to draw off his PG without realizing that there was 0 cards in the Gear Chronicle player's bind.
He wouldn't be able to draw anyway because that's the end of battle skill as well.
Yes, yeah, it's not unplaced. Although the difference is very irrelevant, to be honest. I guess that you find out your fate sooner rather than later.
It would make difference if he's facing something like Dimension Police with the PG block
true.
skill. So you might draw into an extra PG that lets you double PG. So that's the case. Yeah. So that's he does hit the grade 3, so he did do the time lead.
His opponent actually wasn't on 3 cards in hand. He had more like 7, which makes it even more interesting that he didn't go into gear next. He's got some 5 on the Ctrl swing, and this is going to be swinging for 25 if he uses Manish's skill, but I think he's elected not to. Yeah, I'd have gone for Manish's skill. He seems very adamant in not giving the Narukami player Thunderstrike, which I guess it works because this deck isn't very geared towards hitting Thunderstrike. It means that all of his late game options are pretty off the board. Like, he can't V-Buster because V-Buster requires Thunderstrike 7. You can't V-Max, V-Max requires Thunderstrike 5. Voltage is not technically Thunderstrike, but
it's power for every bind card, which is still not optimal.
Exactly. And I don't know what other G-Zone units that Narukami can run. If he has a Drachma, I guess he can use that, but with your opponent on 3 damage, very risky.
And his hand's quite big right now.
Yeah.
So
just Gear Chronicle things.
He re-rolled into Vermilion! Into Vermilion! We're seeing a classic! Wow!
This is before my time. For anyone who is like, how do you not know what this card is? I started playing at the start of G format.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is more into my time. So we have Season 2. We have brought back Season 2 Kai's Ace, the Vermilion.
Sure. This is the Vermilion Legacy Stride, right? You got it in the Fighters Collection.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it does.
Does he actually roll into the Vermilion? It's essentially like a voltage, what the skill does.
Okay. It's respectable. He boosts with the Jeffrey clone, but the Jeffrey clone needs to boost a unit. Oh no, sorry. I'm bad. The Jeffrey clone will go into Soul and Color Charge and draw regardless. It's the
fact that he has to read his own card effect kind of makes me
worrying.
He doesn't actually know what his own card does.
It's concerning how often these players are checking their cards, but at the same time, I guess it's fine.
I'm just saying, if you're going into big tournaments like a VGCS, you should at least be at the state where you physically know what all of your card does.
Yeah. So this Grizel is only 19 right now. Grizel can be a very scary card because on Thunderstrike 5 she gains 9,000 power.
But there's no Thunderstrike, so it's very much pointless.
I think, are we gonna see a Heritage come out? He looks for his free stride because he gets it.
Yep.
Chronojet Dragon G. He's also running Chronojet Dragon G, which is something that a lot of decks have opted to just drop because it's such
Yes, he trolled his opponent!
Why would you do this? Why would you actually do this? It's...
Well, we've seen people do it with a ZR, so why not with the Heritage, I say.
I guess it did throw me off. If I was playing this guy, I would not have expected this Heritage.
Yeah. And there's not much way to really play around Heritage. The only way I personally, in my testings, is that you just have to rack your opponent's hand.
Yeah, no, my way of being Heritage is kill them before they get to Heritage, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that's a PG on Vanguard. Crit all effects to manage. Stand. This is probably GG.
Especially when you're on Vermilion.
This third check. Another stand trigger.
That's 2 sheep he can use next turn.
That's a scary thought.
Even if he survives, he can spam those 2 sheep and restand an even crazier turn. So it's GG. There's no way Narukami can recover from this.
Lugalure swings for 18, gets intercepted and guarded. 1 card in hand. Is this? Oh no, this one's got a crowd. Yeah.
At least he's going down fighting.
And
he has the normal Vanquisher in hand.
that was a very interesting deck.
It's the fact that he has Vermilion.
Vermilion, Vanquisher, Grizel, Chatura.
Yeah.
1 Sparking?
Looks like it.
Is this a Vanquisher deck that just doesn't have the Vanquisher pieces?
I think this might just been a budget deck.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if he was able to find his Sparking, we could have had a bit more of a competitive game.
It's also that this specific gear player actually runs the card that actually helps counteract.
Yeah.
Counteracts.
For whatever reason, my man has teched in a card for a deck that hasn't been relevant for about a year now.
Yeah.
Props to him. We won him this match. I can't say how this team went. Ooh, he has the same deck box as me.
I would say if we have side board in Vanguard, that card would definitely be in every Gear Chronicle side deck, I think.
I would argue no. I would put Demiurge in my side deck instead of any kind of main deck card. Because basically Gear Chronicle has a pretty fixed G-Zone of about 10 cards. So you're going to want to run 2 Split Pegasus, 2 Avenir, 2 Gear next, 1 Heritage. Sabreeze, obviously, Dust, just because you want 2 of the Z.T.B. 2 of the Z.T.B. G guards, 2 Hetero round, 1 Uluru, and either probably the big shield Uluru, and you can put in whatever you want as the last card.
So what would be your big highlight for this particular matchup then, you say?
For this matchup, okay, assuming it's actual Vanquisher versus
I mean, for me, it has to be either when he rewrote the classic Vermilion or when his opponent mind fucked him with the Heritage.
The double Heritage, the flipping up a Heritage, it's just pure BM. I think it's pure BM. And it's hilarious when you think about it.
But if you're looking at it from experience, we know that Gears do have that magical free slot that you can technically tech anything into it. We've seen people like Christoph teching in the Chrono Tag.
So Christoph has chosen to swap Chrono Tiger to Mystery Freeze because Mystery Freeze has a better time against Gize and Osil.
For those of you that don't know, Christoph is a mate of ours who won the UK Championship last year. Yeah,
won it with Z.T.B. He's coming back to playing Z.T.B. for teams, I would think. Although he can play literally anything.
Yeah, I think his love is either Z.T.B. or Kagero. I think those.
Yeah, but Kagero's not doing too good right now, so.
Yeah.
Kagero's in a lot of downfall just because everything else has gotten good as well.
Yeah.
Rather than it getting bad, it's more just, oh wow, everything can do things faster than I can, and I have. Kagero's early game is good, but his early game control, which is debatable.
I would still say they also lack an end game card. I won't say, what's the news overall story of the game? What's the name? The Purge. The Purge isn't actually that good of an actual end game card. Drive checking 5 times might only works if you're doing a lot of drive checking.
Yeah. The Purge, 5 drive checks can be scary, or it can just be PG'd. And Zingerberger, as I like to call him, is a very solid card, but is just a basic restander. And as such, Kagero don't have a big endgame push to go for.
And then I think there's other better restanders now that's even surpassing the Ziegenberg, like the Genesis Minerva.
Minerva is like, oh hey, I'm going to attack with quad drive. Sure. Oh hey, I'm going to attack with single drive. Okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, my board also restands.
Yeah.
So that's like a minimum of 6 attacks.
Yep. And don't forget any on stacking skills I do from the Soul Blast with my Genio.
And Minerva,
It's hitting for...
she could be very, very big.
Yeah.
Which is very scary.
But anyway, so thank you for joining us for this third game of the UK VGCS, and hope you enjoy. Sorry for any of the misleading information.
Yeah, we were very confused with all the glare.
Yeah.
I don't think that's anyone's fault. We do apologize if we got things wrong. And
I think Naeem was thrown in for a loop just because the heretic. His mind probably still recovering.
I do want to clarify that if we don't personally, if you are the people playing in this, we're not personally offended by anything you do, or we don't want to offend you guys. It's just that we'll see things and we'll make comments. But
please don't hold it against us. We're just innocent car fighters at the end of the day. But yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for watching, guys.